Hi everyone, Agent X here, and thanks for joining me for how to obtain and paper trail evidence for use in civil proceedings. So this is the first step, and I would recommend that you do this first and foremost before any complaints made against police and before any of the other civil litigation steps are taken. The reason for that is if any investigation's underway or if you are pursuing them in a court case, it does actually entitle the police to withhold any information that you might require. So before they even get their heads up that you're filing any formal complaint or that you are taking them to court, I would absolutely first and foremost gather any evidence that you need. I'm going to talk you through that in a moment. So depending on the type of claim you bring in, if you have in fact sustained any injuries from the police, I would first and foremost recommend that you go to a medical practitioner as soon as possible. So either a GP, walk-in centre or A&E, depending on the severity of your injuries. I'd also recommend that you take regular photographs and try to ensure that the photographs it is clear what the injury is, how large the injury is and things like that. So I would take a photograph or a number of photographs every day until the injury you've recovered. The reason for that, it will quite easily enable you to demonstrate to the court how much you've suffered, how long you suffered for, and things like that. So in relation to any other evidence that you're obtaining from police, I would recommend that you do a subject access request. So we're going to be looking at the ICO website for this. The ICO, if anyone's not aware, is the Information Commissioner's Office. Their purpose is to hold public bodies, authorities and businesses responsible for upholding legal rights of people. So anything relating to data and things like that, the GDPR laws, data protection and freedom of information and things, that is the role of the ICO to ensure that they are upheld. So I'd recommend having a good look at their website. It's full of really useful information in relation to your rights and data. As I said, I'm going to be popping all the links to these websites in the description so you can access it easily. More importantly, on the ICO website, they'll talk you through how to do a subject access request. So it's all quite easy to understand, clear language that they use. It tells you what you should include, what you shouldn't include, and more importantly, they have this really useful template letter that you can delete and fill out as applicable. So there are quite a number of things that you can actually obtain a copy of from the police. So you can obtain things like body-worn video, custody footage, any police logs or anything like that relating to you, any record of any discussions on the radios. You can obtain copies of the police officer's notebook and things like that. So I'd recommend that you put in there absolutely anything you can possibly think of relating to the incident that you're pursuing them for. It's always better to have it. There are also certain time limits on things like body-worn video, so it's always best to get this subject access in as soon as possible. Excuse me. So I'd recommend that once you've filled it out, if you give 101 a call, they'll actually give you an email address for your local constabulary's legal department. I would recommend that it's done via email as well, because then it will enable you to demonstrate at what point they received that, because they do have a legal obligation to respond to that within 28 days. So if it's sent via email, obviously it makes it clearer, then you're able to evidence straight away when they've received it and when you've sent that. So as I said, if you give 101 a call, they'll give you the direct email for your local constabulary's legal department who will handle your data request. If you do have any issues with reading and writing or form filling or anything like that, you can contact your local citizens advice. They have trained advisors that can assist you do a subject access request. They also have advisors that can assist you with acting as a litigant in person for small claims court. So they'll be able to assist you filling out any court documents or anything like that. So I would recommend, if you're not feeling confident or if you need that bit of assistance, that you find your local citizens advice advisor, and they will talk you through how to do it yourself. So I hope that's enough information for now for step 1. I hope there's been something useful in there for you. The next episode, I will be talking you through the civil litigation proceedings and the procedures that you must follow in relation to that. Thanks for joining me.